Hey Most Amazing Top 10 family, I'm your host Jade Rain and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I don't know about you guys at home, but The Simpsons has been a long-standing amazing show in my books. Sure, it doesn't have the same impact it used to have, but it still stands as one of the greatest shows of all time. And I love that it is all on Disney Plus now. Well, all of that except for the Michael Jackson episode for obvious reasons. There is so much content that goes along with this show, and when you have that much content, all your fans start coming up with theories in the wake of its awesomeness. Due to the insane amount of fan content that has been created surrounding this show, I am bringing you today's list of top 10 scary Simpsons theories. For any of you at home who would love more top 10 content, you should go check us out on our Instagram and Facebook pages because we have a ton of extra content over there for you guys. And stick around until the end of the video because I'm going to be doing some more pet shoutouts, which you guys love so much. Remember, if you want me to shout out your pet, you can hit me up on Instagram. And without taking any longer, let's get into this list. At number 10, we have the show can predict the future. I'm going to start off with the most popular Simpsons theories. I figure we all already talk about this one, so it would be a great place to start. Through the long-running series of The Simpsons, there has been some episodes that have actually called out what's going to happen in real life before it has actually happened. I did a detailed explanation on this on our other channel, Life's Biggest Questions, in the video How Did The Simpsons Predict the Future? Now, no matter what you think about this theory, you have to admit that some of these things are very interesting, like the ending of Game of Thrones, they predicted that, as well as Donald Trump becoming president, and even the coronavirus. I wonder if they have a vault of unused Simpsons episodes that have predicted other outcomes into the future. These guys are like precogs in Minority Report. At number 9, we have Marge Schott, Mr. Burns. One of the best episodes in Simpsons history is the one that presents the mystery of who shot Mr. Burns. There was so much goodness in that episode, they had to pack it into a two-parter. Now, when everything is said and done, every stone has been turned over, and there's no more suspects, it seems that the little baby Maggie was the one who shot Mr. Burns. Now, even though this is how the episode unfolds, fans have done some digging and found clues that suggest that maybe Marge was the one who fired the bullet into the old billionaire. When Burns wakes up, he is terrified of Maggie, but who is holding her? It's Marge. But then if it was Marge, why doesn't he sell her down the river? Well, if you pay close attention to the show, you will see several points where it reveals that Mr. Burns is actually in love with Marge. After he gathers himself, he puts the blame on the little baby in blue because he was confident that no one was gonna throw a baby in jail and his secret love would still be safe. And number 8, we have why don't they get older? Now, of course, the beauty of having a cartoon on the air is that no matter how long the show goes for, the characters never age out. As long as you have the voice actors around, you can keep the show going forever. And even after they die, which can be sad but does happen, you can replace them with an impersonator. And with a show like this, the voices are so iconic that other people have already mastered the voices. But even though you can answer this question by just saying it's a cartoon, we want to go a little bit deeper. And there are a lot of answers to this. Some people say that everyone in the show is dead and that they have been locked in purgatory. Other people say that each episode takes place in an alternate dimension and each episode is actually happening simultaneously on separate timelines. It would be cool if they opened up the Simpsons multiverse a little bit. At number 7, we have a Nuke hit Springfield. Let's say that the theory about the whole town being in purgatory is true. How did everyone in the town get there at the same time? Not only everyone in their town, but also everyone in Shelbyville as well as Springfield. Well, some people think that the area was victim to a nuclear strike that vaporized everyone at the same time. They all saw a flash, thought it was a bad dream, and then they moved on with their lives, not knowing that they were all actually dead. And you know, for the town of Springfield, that wouldn't be that weird. One giant flash just one time. Crazy things go on there all the time. At number 6, we have everyone is a genius. We all see The Simpsons as a classic middle-class family, filling all the roles that we are comfortable with. But what if they are actually the smartest family in the world? We already know that Lisa is so smart, it literally alienates her from the rest of the world, and she shows off her brilliance on several occasions. Every time Marge takes a break from raising a family, she excels at whatever she does. Even though Bart struggles in the confines of school, outside of that, he is extremely extremely resourceful and has been shown to be an almost genius level criminal. Maggie is probably the smartest baby ever, and there's even an episode where a crayon is removed from Homer's brain and it reveals that he is one of the smartest people in all of Springfield. At number 5, we have The Simpsons are actually super rich. Now the show is a cartoon that has been on almost longer than any other show. I know we're not counting like soap operas and stuff. I mean, it's very hard to dunk on days of your lives, but when a show has been on for that long, you gotta find crazier and crazier plots to keep the show interesting. But if the show was rooted in reality, how do The Simpsons buy everything and do everything and travel as much as they do? Well, I don't know if you guys remember the Simpsons character who is basically a billionaire supervillain, Hank Scorpio, but he ended up giving Homer the Denver Broncos. Homer owns that team, so if that's true, that would be enough capital for them to do whatever they want, whenever they want. They would literally be billionaires. At number 4, we have the Mole Man clones. Mole Man might be my favorite character in the whole show. He's just an old dude who is constantly used as a punchline. And by punchline, I mean they will have some sort of physical abuse happen to him. Everything from getting hit in the nuts to getting run off the road. Really, is there anything funnier than an old man getting hit in the nuts? You can try to look for hours. I don't think you'll find anything. But how can this weak old man take so much punishment and come right back up on his feet like he's in a Rocky movie? Well, some people say it's because it's not the same old guy every time. It's actually a bunch of clones that might have an underground layer and only send out clones to the surface when they need supplies. They do this to keep their secret safe and because they are afraid of the world, because it is a very hostile place for them. It seems like it's always trying to kill them, so they would have a very good reason to be afraid. And number 3, we have Mr. Burns wants the power plant to fail. Homer has made so many mistakes he should no longer be employed at the power plant. It doesn't make any sense that he has not been fired yet. Well, there is a simple reason to this, that Mr. Burns wants the power plant to melt down. The theory is that Mr. Burns has been betting on the power plant failing by taking out a ton of insurance claims on the buildings in Springfield, as well as the power plant. So if that thing goes boom, then Mr. Burns will make millions, if not billions of dollars. At number 2, we have Flanders burn down the Simpsons' home. In the episode Homer the Heretic, Homer has a change of faith. He no longer wants to go to church, which leads him to staying home on Sunday to smoke fat stogies and get wasted to the point where he passes out. Well, something that you should all know is don't fall asleep with a lit cigarette or cigar because you can burn your house down. The Simpsons' home goes up in flames. And who is there to save Homer when he's asleep while the house is burning? Well, it's the most heroic churchgoer of all time, Ned. But wait a minute, Ned is probably the most religious man in all of Springfield. Why was he not at church? He was also the one who was pushing Homer to go back to church. It could have been Ned who lit the house on fire and then saved Homer so he could both look like a hero and convince the town, if you're not gonna go to church, it will unleash the wrath of God. This way he could live in a town that is controlled by the church. And for the number 1 spot, we have Matt Groening was a friend of Jeffrey Epstein's. This is a tough pill to swallow. Now, if this is true, it doesn't mean that the show is dead to us, and there isn't any hard evidence against him, but I'll tell you guys a story, and then you can put the pieces together yourself and make your own call. Virginia Guffrey was one of the biggest voices that came out after Epstein was arrested. She claimed that Jeffrey Epstein was flying around to perform sexual favors from the time she was only 15. She told one story where she was flying on Jeffrey's private plane, and Matt Groening, the creator of The Simpsons, was coming along with them. On the flight, Epstein suggested that Guffrey give Groening a foot massage, which she did, and before he got off the plane, Groening drew Virginia Guffrey a picture of Bart and then signed it. Now, The Simpsons creator may have not known the girl's age and maybe never had a relationship with Epstein outside of this flight, but the whole thing makes the guy look super guilty and like he is a massive creep. All right, everyone, that has been our list, and as promised, I'm going to be doing some more pet shoutouts. Remember, if you want me to shout out your pet, you can hit me up on Instagram. I pick new pets every day, so if you don't get picked one day, you can message back another day. I usually pick to message last, so just like message me again and again or whatever. If it takes me a little while to get back to you, I am very sorry. I have a lot of these to do, and without taking any longer, let's shout out some pets. First, we have Kitty, who is a beautiful black cat. After that, we have this beautiful little shaggy dog who is hanging out all on his own. I think he has some money there too. God, this dog is so cute. And then we have Bella, who's looking so cute with her little hat on. It's her birthday in this picture. What a sweetheart. Everyone wish her a happy birthday. Then we have a trio of chihuahuas with some boozy names. First, we got Tequila, then Margarita, then Vodka. That is a team of party dogs. And to close it out, we have Monty, who is the best best little floofer of all time. Look at a little floofy dog. You just want to hold him like this and just go like, and just kiss him on his little nose. All right, everyone, that has been our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, I would love it if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Until next time, I've been your host, Jade Arena, and keep digging through The Simpsons for more theories. Maybe make another video. All right, bye.